Good afternoon and welcome to this chapel as we gather to say farewell and pay tribute to Daphne, mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, aunt, soul sister and friend to many. Thank you all for being here today, those of you who made it to the chapel, and apologies for the hold up at the gate. That I imagine that's been quite stressful for you all, but you made it and you're here, and that's what counts. And thank you everyone who's watching online, people from Cyprus, Australia, Ireland and the UK. And although we cannot all meet here in person, it is special to know that so many of you are out there, filling this space with your energy, love and memories of an extraordinary lady who inspired so many with her imagination, curiosity, zest of life and care for the things and people she loved. Daphne is the last of her generation to part. She was the last connection between the nieces, nephews and other relatives, and she was loved by all of her family. Daphne, the name of a nymph, daughter of a river god who transformed into a laurel tree. The world of myths and fairy tales were her home, but she also stood firmly for things that were unjust in the very reality of this world, especially when it concerned animal rights. Today is a tribute to a beautiful soul, a remarkable woman who has forever touched the world with her love, light and radiant energy. And in this, she will always be with us. I have prepared a few words about Daphne's life, but because we're running a bit short of time, I'll skip that for now and we move on to the more personal tributes, because so many people have put in time and energy to prepare those for today. I will create a keepsake document so you can read everything in your own time at a later stage. I'd like to invite Sherry to read her tribute first. Sherry, where are you? Thank you.
If I lose it, can you take over for me?
Yeah, sure, I'll be with you. Yes.
Sorry. Daphne was my aunt, but we also had a special bond due to our shared commitment to veganism and animal rights activism. Daphne was one of the campaigners who successfully closed down the cruel trade in live animals in Petticoat Lane Market. Daphne is mentioned in Keith Mann's book From Dusk Till Dawn, which is a view of the growth of the animal liberation movement, with a foreword by Benjamin Zephaniah. She also volunteered at the Animal Liberation Front office, and she rescued a variety of animals, so sometimes her one-bedroom flat in Crouch End was very overcrowded. Like all animal rights activists, she was no stranger to being arrested for her beliefs, but this did not deter her. Daphne was vegan for decades and remained vegan right to the end. Everyone who met her was struck by her kindness and generosity, as well as her quirkiness. She was a huge inspiration to me, and I will miss her greatly. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. Our next tribute is from Jack, and he's watching from Australia, one of Daphne's grandsons. Jack, it's an honour to read out your works on your behalf. As you all know, Daphne was an amazing woman. Growing up as a kid, my dad was always so proud to be a Palmer, and I know now where he got that from. This is something he instilled into me as well. Her love for animals is also something that she's passed on down to my dad, who then passed it on to me. So her name and what she stood for most in this life will always live on as these things I carry as a badge of honour myself. Every time I spoke to Daphne, we would laugh and joke about life and the world that we as humans reside in. And she had such a great wit and sense of humour, and I feel privileged to be able to call her my grandma. I know that now wherever her spirit is, or what it is that makes us individuals whilst also being one entity, is at peace now with my dad and Auntie Stella. Daphne, if you can hear this, I want you to know that you created one of the best humans I have ever known in my life, and as a result created me, so without her, I would not be here. I love you so much. Lots of love, Jack. That's really touching, Jack. Thank you. Dee also wrote a few words. I read out on her behalf. Dee, are you here? I think. Oh, no. Sure. Daphne, my aunt, was very much loved by myself, my husband Bill, and our children Kid, Will and Kira. My treasured friendship and family bond grew in the years when Daphne was often alone in her magical flat, during which times we had many great lengthy phone discussions, debates and laughs. I was always fascinated by how she stuck to her otherworldly dimension, so full of memories and descriptions, which she often recalled and described so vividly all her life. Well done, Daphne. You stuck to it to the end. I truly hope you arrived in the stars in the manner you envisaged and deserved. May love go with you from Dee and all the family. Thank you. The next one is a voice recording made by Derek, and we're now going to listen to Derek's voice and his tribute.
Hello to everyone. Firstly, I wish to offer my condolences to the family of dear Daphne, especially to Elena, Abigail, Cherry and all our close friends and carers. I got to know Daphne very well, especially in the last 10 to 15 years through long phone conversations on subjects that we both had a huge interest in. We resonated very well together. In that time, I found she had an appetite for information on everything happening in this world. She had a great curiosity, open-mindedness, and could think outside the box, and never afraid to go down rabbit holes to find answers. For her age, she had a keen memory. When I think of Daphne now, 3 or 4 things stand out. Firstly was her lifelong commitment to the well-being of animals, and connected to that, she was a vegan all her life. Another thing that stands out is her love of nature, especially for the tree kingdom, and was a regular tree hugger. The third trait was an incredible love for Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. She read it over and over, saw the films, and later, as her sight failed, she would listen repeatedly to the audiobooks. Anyone who's had the pleasure of visiting her old address in Middle Lane, it would have stepped into an enchanted world of fairyland filled with ornaments, pictures and posters related to the invisible world of peace and tranquility. I think she was very happy there. I now imagine when she passed over, she would naturally be surrounded by animals, trees, elves and hobbits from Tolkien's world to welcome her home. Look forward to meeting you again, Daphne. Lots of love from Derek. And to finish, I will read this short poem by Canon Henry Scott Holland of St. Paul's Cathedral. It's called All Is Well. Death is nothing at all. I've only slipped away into the next room. I am I and you are you, whatever we were to each other, that we still are. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way which you always used, put no difference into your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes we enjoyed together. Play, smile, think of me, pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effect, without the trace of a shadow on it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolutely unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am but waiting for you for an interval somewhere very near. just around the corner. All is well, and that's it.
Thank you, Derek, who's watching from Ireland. Our next voice tribute is from Doreen, who is also watching from Ireland.
My earliest memory of dearest and much-loved Daphne is from wartime. A slim, gum-chewing teenage figure with a short bob, and she was clad in breeches. A land girl staying with us in Kent. But this image of young Daphne is far removed from how I recall her today. A petite, pre-Raphaelite figure, garbed in colourful vintage clothing, necklaces sparkling, scarves floating, and always delightfully preceded by wafts of patchouli perfume. Yes, Daphne was, well, rather special. Some would say eccentric. Not many of us can boast of a belly dancing auntie being the star turn at their New Year's Eve party. But there was another side. She was a committed vegan, a serious animal rights activist, and someone who was always on the side of the underdog, or perhaps one should say, quite often, the undercat. A brilliant raconteur, she always saw the funny side. Once she told me in a TV interview about one of her animal rights activities, she donned the necessary balaclava to hide her identity, but she'd forgotten that a small mole on the exposed part of her face totally confirmed who she was to the watching authorities. Whenever she called Sebastian and me, it was always with a delightful introduction of, "It's only Daphne," and we both chide her to be less apologetic. Taking tea at Daphne's, beside her elfin corner and tinkling fountain, was to be cocooned in a very special place, populated by fairies, goblins, wizards, unicorns, dragonflies, elves, and all sorts of otherworldly beings. Before going blind, she skillfully painted almost every surface of her tiny flat with pictures of these amazing creatures. Well, Daphne has indeed now finally flown off on that broomstick. My sister Dee, her children, Kira, Kid and Will, my long-departed dad, and my husband Sebastian, we all loved her dearly. The world will indeed be a much duller place without her presence. The end of an era.
I think it was Gronya, was it? Sorry, I was mixed up. Gronya, this was your tribute. Apologies for introducing that wrongly. Thank you so much. So the next one should be Doreen's then.
Hello to everybody. Lena, Abigail, Sherry and family. I'm sorry not to be with you all. I never imagined I wouldn't be at Daphne's funeral. What can I say about Daphne? These few words here would not encapsulate a life so extraordinary, full and rich. For me, she was one of the most amazing aunts you could ever wish to have. Closest friend, sister and confidant. My go-to person. There was nothing I could not talk to her about. She was there for me at every turn. She was one of the most inspiring, fearless and brave women I've known. Compassionate and deeply caring, she was passionate about the plight of animals, the planet, and anyone who was struggling or in need. Her heart knew no bounds when it came to anyone suffering. Though sometimes disillusioned about humanity, it arose out of a longing for a better, fairer and kinder world for all. She loved to dance, to drum, an eternal hippie. She was a free spirit with a never-ending curiosity for life. She once shared with me how she wanted to be a dancer. Towards the end of her life, she would ask endlessly about what's next. Where did I think she was going? Of course, I could never give her a satisfactory answer. I like to imagine her in fairyland, waving her magic wand and blowing bubbles our way, telling us that she is happy and very much dancing to her own tune. The poem I'm about to read was written by Daphne, who often recited it to me over the phone on countless occasions. Here it is. Love everything, every blade of grass, every leaf on every tree, every bird that sings. It's only when you love everything that you will find the divinity in all things, and so bring it forth in you. I love you and miss you, Daphne. You will forever be in my heart.
Thank you, Doreen. Abigail, I invite you to read your tributes. Are you also reading on behalf of your children, or are they joining you?
I'll try and do it.
Yeah?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. To my dearest darling Nana, up in heaven high above, I know today you're with us all and sending all your love. Today we will remember you and bid you one last goodbye. Celebrate the life you've had and maybe have a cry. You'll never be forgotten, Nan. I'll just close my eyes and see your smiling face and feel your love, and you'll be close to me. You had such a long life, so many have so less. It was your time the angels came and placed you with the best. Although you have left this world, you'll stay within my heart, guiding like an angel even though we are apart. You always saw good in everyone, no matter what they've done. You were always the one we could lean on, even though it must have felt like a ton. Our family chain is broken and nothing seems the same, but as God calls us one by one, the chain will link again. And this one is from my children, Kai, Dee and Dre, that can't be here. The baby can't be here. Of all the special gifts in life, however great or small, to have you as our great Nan was the greatest gift of all. May the winds of love blow softly and whisper in your ear. We love and miss you and wish that you were here. Deep in our hearts, your life is kept to love and cherish, not forget. No more tomorrows we can share, but yesterdays are always there. We'll miss you now, our hearts is sore. As time goes by, we'll miss you more. Thank you.
And our last tribute for today is by Elena. Shall I read it out on your behalf? Yes. Dear Mum, today I have to say goodbye for the very last time. It's a day we spoke about often in the last few years, but was something I couldn't talk about for very long without changing the subject, because I couldn't imagine a time when you wouldn't be here. Now it's here, and every bit is as sad as painful as I knew it would be. In February 1960, you were there when I took my first breath. In January 2021, I was there when you took your last, and what a journey we've had together in between. The ups and downs, the tears and laughter, the birth and death of loved ones, the good and the bad, we shared them all. We used to meet up often. There was rarely a time we didn't speak on the phone, at least 3 times a day, sometimes 5 or 6 times. My phone is now eerily quiet. Someone rang last week, and as I ran to answer it, I fully expected to hear your voice say, I know I promised not to ring you again today, but I just had to tell you this. For such a tiny person, you were a larger-than-life character. You were never loud, you just had an enormous presence that was totally unique. After the loss of your siblings, you were the last of your generation and prided yourself on being the matriarch of the family. I hope wherever you are now, you're being reunited with Alan, Jeffrey, Joy, Cecily, Stella and Tony, and having afternoon tea and filling them in on all the family gossip. Their gain is our loss, and our world is less colourful, less bright and less sparkly without you in it. Although we were very different characters, you and I didn't share your belief in and love of fairies, I promise you now, whenever I'm in my garden or out in nature, I will look for fairies, because I know one day I will see them, and when I do, I know I will see you there with them dancing. Until we meet again, Mummy, I love you. And on behalf of Elena, I'd like to say a special thank you to Sherry, who did a long drive up from Kent every week with food shopping for Mum and helped out so much in other ways. And also to Mary and Maureen, who were introduced to us by Mary to help out with Mum on the days that Elena couldn't be with there, and became really close friends in the year before Daphne died. Elena couldn't have done without you, without all of your love and support. Thank you. We are now approaching the time of the service where we will be saying our final farewells and close the curtains. If you're able, could you please stand? I will say a few words of Daphne, after which we'll close the curtains while listening to a song that Daphne chose for this day, Into the West by Annie Lennox. And the lyrics are so beautiful and apt for this moment. The night is falling. You've come to journey's end. Sleep now and dream of the ones who came before. They are calling from across the distant shore. Don't say we've come now to the end. White shores are calling. You and I will meet again. Dear Daphne, you have come to the end of your journey in this world. It breaks our hearts to let you go, but the love that binds us is forever. We are grateful for everything you have given to us and for sharing our lives with you. And as we say our farewells with tears in our eyes, other voices are calling you, welcome you, with smiles and open arms to a world where all is tranquil and beautiful. Fly freely, sing, dance with the elves, the goblins, the fairies. Be happy, be free.
Your sweet and weary head, night is falling. You've come to journey's end. Sleep now and dream of the ones who came before. They are calling from across the distant shore. Why do you weep?
And after this emotional moment of farewell, we'd like to give Daphne the last word. The family have prepared a tribute on video that will be shown shortly on the screens. Okay. You can take your seats if you want to.
Let's talk about tea, is that okay? I like a nice cup of tea in the morning, so to start the day, you see. And at 11:30, well, my idea of heaven is a nice cup of tea.
My name's Sue, and my connection to independent age is that I telephone Daphne once a week and we chat on the telephone for about an hour.
My name's Daphne, I'm 92, and met Sue, and I love her, just as if she's an old friend. So you don't have to meet somebody in person or face to face. You can love somebody on the telephone because you get to know them.
We speak every Tuesday at 11 o'clock.
We talk about holidays, we talk about family.
Everything and anything.
And I think she has a great openness about life. I love the way she speaks. I love her Manchester accent. Hello, Daphne, it's Sue.
She's just so interested in life. Run in, kettle on, get the tea out, make myself a brew, get my little file together, and off I go and ring Daphne. And we sit and we chat for an hour plus.
I believe that independent age helps you to reach out to other people.
The tea, I think, just makes you relax. It's just something that you do, don't you? When you relax, you tend to put the kettle on, don't you?
So tea and conversation and good friends go together, and a good laugh.
And while we finish watching the photos, I'd like to thank you all for being here today, and also thank you all for watching and for everyone who's just shared so many wonderful tributes. If you wish, you can make a donation in Daphne's memory to New Hope Animal Rescue to help animals have a safe and happy life.
Dance. No,
Come on, Daphne, come on, girl.
give it some stick. Give it a lash. Forgot there's hate to get home. I knew the homes are gonna be. So, darling, paradise down for me. I'm sitting down, living over. I mean, so I can't keep one for it.
Yeah.
My only sunshine, you make me happy when skies are grey. You never know just how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
And so we end the service with a dance and a song. Let's, in Daphne's memory, continue to dance and continue to sing in our lives. And in her memory, fight for your beliefs. That was what she was so good at. Be kind to others and to yourself. Believe in fairies. Don't forget that, Elena. Try to believe in fairies. And finally, be someone's sunshine, as sung by Kina Granis, as our song to leave this chapel to.
My sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I